Hi, welcome to Unification Inside, where I help you navigate your twin flame separation, which is always our favorite part of the journey, right? So I'm basically an expert in it because I've been on this path for 3 decades. And so I want to share with you today 7 things that have really helped me with this journey and 7 things that have absolutely not helped me with this journey. I'm just going to jump right in. So the first thing you should do is journal. Journal, 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 journal. If you just got awakened to the fact that you're a twin flame or you're in the thick of it, I don't care where you are in the journey, journal, 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 journal. Most people are sharing way too much stuff online about their journey. And, you know, it's not to say you can't do that. It's just you're attracting negative energies. You're attracting an echo chamber of people keeping you stuck. You're attracting people who don't know what they're talking about to throw you off the path. And, you know, that might be part of your journey, but I highly recommend that instead of sending a really negative email or text to your twin flame, journal. Just journal. Always journal everything first, especially if you're really raw, you've got really thick emotions. This is a roller coaster. Every day is a roller coaster of emotions on this journey. A lot of us are empaths. We can feel the energies of the collective. We can feel the energies of other people. So just journal your way through it. I mean, I can't recommend it enough. I just really can't. And one thing that's really helped me with my journaling is 2 things. One is once I finally got the term twin flame, I really wish I had journaled more from back in the day. I did not, and I got rid of a lot of things that I did because it was so painful, obviously. But from what I did have for these 30 years, I had all the seeds right there inside me all along. I wrote it out, the telepathy, the knowing this person was my person, the knowing we had some sort of past lives together. All the things were there in my journals. I had all the answers also. I knew what was going to happen. I journaled. I didn't know, but it was there. It's all there in my journals. So I highly recommend go get a case of journals and just journal. Journal. Especially before you send any toxic email. Instead of blocking them on social media, journal it all. I'm starting with that one because I'm beating a dead horse here, but I cannot recommend it enough, especially since my full awakening, and my finally getting the term after a lot of decades of not having a term for what I'd been going through. I've been journaling once or twice a day since then. And even in this couple years, it's been invaluable to go back and see how much growth I've had. If anything, it makes me feel better about like, wow, I'm really growing. I'm really changing. I've really cleared up all this stuff. I can't believe I ever cleared all this up. So it just gives you a perspective more than even looking at somebody else's twin flame journey. You're going to get your own twin flame journey written down. And instead of blasting, like I said, you know, your twin flame online, you can just journal it. Just let it through. Just get it out. Okay, so that's number 1 top thing is to journal the heck out of it. The next couple things are sort of semi-related. It's about you coming up with your own divination tool because you have all the answers inside of you. That's why I want you to journal it, because you have all these steps for your twin flame union already pre-installed inside you like software. You come with the answers inside of you. So what I'm talking about today are ways for you to get them out. Get it out of you. You have it in you. You don't need to defer to anyone else. Unlike major religions, we don't need a gatekeeper. We don't need a priest to talk to God. We can go within and learn how to do it ourselves through yoga, meditation, and a lot of other ways to get there. Whatever works for you, find your own way to get yourself tapped in. The other thing is it's so easy for all of us to defer to tarot readers and psychics online, but you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're a snake oil salesman. You don't know if they're really talking to Archangel Michael or not. You can just do it yourself. Learn how to talk to Archangel Michael yourself. I didn't know any of that was possible because I rejected all religion when I was a kid. But I've loved tarot. I've loved weird occult things for my whole life. I've just really hid it from my family. But learning how to read my own tarot has been invaluable. And now the few tarot readers on YouTube that I follow, like this guy, I love his. He does Gregory Scott tarot. He does little 3-card pulls every day, but they're little pep talks to get you through the day. I love him. I love the way he interprets the cards. I learn a lot about reading tarot by watching his channel, and I just like his energy. I just think, like, you know, he's a good person, and I just like his little spiritual pep talks. So the ones I don't really listen to any twin flame tarot readers, because most of them don't know what they're talking about. They're not twin flames, so they can't read our energy very well. The few that I follow are ones, again, that give me more spiritual guidance, and also I just really like the way they paint a picture. They tell the story in a nice way. That's something I've already journaled a few days before. So they're just reaffirming what I already know. That's important, okay? So the other thing on top of that, as far as a divination tool, is learning how to talk to your guides. So you can do that through meditation. Like I said, you can talk to your guides through tarot. That's really all tarot is. You just want to do a good cleansing, find a good cleansing video, ask, it's all about intention of just like only the highest and best good and the highest and best answers for the good of all is really kind of all you need to say and intend. So for me, only a few years ago, I learned how to use a pendulum to talk to my guides, and that's been invaluable. It's been kind of hard to learn how to do it, but I wish little kids were taught this. Like, should I go to this school or that school? Yes or no? I mean, there's so many things you can ask, but one of my favorite quotes from one of the twin flame healers that I have taken a course through, which, you know, you have to be very discerning. But one of the favorite things that they said was, and it's not their quote, but I got it from them, is the equivalent of finally getting the right diagnosis from a doctor. That's kind of what a pendulum does. It cuts to the chase. You can just find out, do I have past life karma to clear with this person? Do I, am I on the right path, or blah, blah, blah. Like, there's just different things, and it takes some practice to learn what kind of question to ask, similar to tarot, but it's great because you get a yes or no. And then I actually have a separate journal for my pendulum, which has been great to see all the crap I've cleaned up. Honestly, like, again, it's nice looking back and seeing how much stuff I've cleaned up, and how much better at questions I've gotten, how consistent the answers have been, because sometimes we want 42 times you're going to ask the universe to show you the signs, right? Well, you just don't like the answer, which is why you keep asking. So cut to the chase, learn how to talk to your guides, your higher self, through whatever divination tool works for you. I use all these together. The other thing that I'll use, and this is actually how I got my twin flame term, I did not stumble upon it on TikTok like a lot of people. I've been struggling with this for 3 decades. I always knew this was my person. I always knew they were different. I always knew we had some sort of a divine connection. I just didn't have a term for it. And I didn't know the path, the 7 stages of union or any of that nonsense. I did know it, but I didn't have it as like a tangible knowing. Anyway, doing some psychedelics for healing and as a spiritual practice that has been invaluable. It's even without the twin flame stuff, it's been invaluable. And actually, I was doing a really, really deep dive trying to figure out what was wrong with my career, and that's when I got the term twin flame, which was quite shocking because I wasn't thinking about that person that much, and that was not what I was going and trying to find guidance on. So to see that they were connected, that all my roadblocks with my career were connected, and the fact, basically what they said was that nothing in my life was working because I wasn't with my twin flame. That was a shock, I can tell you that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I now use it as a tune-up. You can cut through your ego really quickly if you know what you're doing. You just want to be safe. Normal caveats aside, it's not legal in very many places, so be careful and use your discretion. So what I've found for me, I didn't start doing them until recently, actually. I was one of those people that made sure all my friends in high school got home safe. I was the mom of the group, basically. So for me to find them later in life, and now they're just been invaluable for cutting through and getting guidance from my higher self without all the ego getting in the way and the judgments and I can't do that, and it can't be that simple, and blah, blah, blah. Like all the loops we go down, it cuts through that if you use them as a medicine. So the next thing I want to talk about is, the last thing really, is just have patience. Have faith that you know exactly what the next step is. And it's not all going to be revealed to you in an overnight. You won't be able to just get your whole birth plan. There's things that are hidden from you for a reason. It's all going to get revealed to you when it's meant to, I guess is my point. So just have faith in your guides, have faith in your higher self, have faith in the journey, have faith in your twin flame that they'll figure it out in their own time. You don't need to tell them that they're a twin flame. They'll figure it out. They have their own path to go down towards realizing it. And the more you try to force it, the more it's going to hold you back. Okay? So just have patience that it's all going to unfold the way it's supposed to, it's meant to. Have faith in yourself, compassion with yourself, compassion with your divine counterpart, because yes, it's hard for them too, regardless of what it looks like. All right, so now let's talk about things that did not help me on this twin flame journey, okay? And I just looked at my timer on my phone, and it's 11:11 when I just said that. So I think that's the point of this video for a lot of you, is the things that are holding you back. So if you want to know if you're slowing it down, here's the things that have slowed me down. Astrology has not helped. Okay, so and again, journaling through it helps, because I actually write what's going on with the stars and the moons and whatever, usually on the date when I write my journal. What I'm found for myself personally is that the moon affects me. So new moons and full moons, I get really big downloads from my spirit guides, or breakthroughs, or my emotional lows come around the moons. So that's just me, though. You need to track what works for you. The rest of it, and I've asked my guides this, the rest of it is pretty much bunk. It's our brains like love looking for patterns, that we're built for that, because it's kept us safe in the wild. But we can be misled by patterns too. So same thing with synchronistic number sequences and seeing 11:11 everywhere. That doesn't always. You have to talk to your guides and find out if it has any meaning for you. Just because a blog said that means union is coming does not mean that's true. Okay, so astrology has not helped, and I don't find that the union windows they talk about and this kind of stuff matters that much. And again, it's been my guides have said it's not really helpful, and then also I've only noticed with myself that the moons affect me. So the other thing that's not helped is other people. Using a gatekeeper of any sort, going through and listening, like I said, to tarot readings online incessantly in 42 different ones. That's not helpful. You have all that inside of you. It's just a matter of getting it out of you. It's all, anything you need to know, you can tap into and find out. You can learn how to harness your skills, learn how to read the Akashic records. You can go into your birth plan. You can find out what star system you're from. Like, there's all kinds of wacky stuff that we can figure out on this journey. But you don't need a gatekeeper to do it. You can figure it out. Meditation generally is one way to do it. Another thing that's absolutely going to slow you down, and you probably already know this, and probably don't need to even point it out, but social media. Social media is going to keep you stuck faster than anything. It's going to throw you off. It's going to trigger you. It's going to hold you back. So, and if you're blocking your twin specifically, that is that is separation. You are causing separation by blocking or allowing them to block you. Asking them to block you. All that stuff is really unhealthy. It's really toxic. It's separation. The whole point, in my opinion, and for what I've realized with my spiritual awakening and my twin flame awakening, is that the whole point is we are all one. We are all one. Everyone, even that person, that neighbor you can't stand, you are one with them. You are one with everything. You are one with your twin flame. So if you're blocking or looking at them as us versus them, that's not helpful. But with social media, it enhances that. It keeps you stuck. And then also, you don't know what they're going through. Like, I don't share any of this. None of this is on social media. So my twin flame has no idea that I have any of this. So how am I supposed to know, based on one or two posts that they have on social media, what's going on in their life? You know, so you really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. People only share the positive stuff. I have a video about that on the channel already that you can check out, and I'll link to that in the end for you and down in the description box on how I handle social media instead, that's healthier than blocking or unfollowing or whatever. Hating the journey and cursing my guides has not helped. Thankfully, my guides are very forgiving of me because they love me unconditionally. But there's been a lot of nights of me shaking my fist at the world and at my twin and at myself, and none of that has helped. All of that keeps me stuck, and what it does is it attracts dark entities. It attracts negativity, and it keeps you stuck. And that's where I've found that the psychedelics have helped me like break out of those loops that we go down. So that's definitely not helped. Hating the journey and hating them and hating all of it is really victim mentality. Resistance to the plan is also part of it. I've always known he was my person, but I ran just like he did. But resisting it and resisting that call that my soul had for this person, that's been hard. That's really kept me stuck for a lot of years. Yeah, I'll just say that. So resisting of it. You're lucky that you have the term twin flame. You're lucky you have the plan, the path, the goal of the whole thing. Like, look at it as a roadmap. Again, you have it inside you. You don't need it, but if you do the Googling, you can find the good resources for that online of like how to get in a union. Union's not what they think, what people talk about is just a relationship. That's not what it is. But there is a bigger plan. Resisting it is not going to help. And blocking and running and chasing and all that is resisting it. And wanting to know what the answer is resisting it too. Thinking you have all the answers, that's also a form of resistance. So that none of that's helped me. Comparing myself to others is definitely not helped. One of my favorite quotes is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." So comparing your journey to someone else's, comparing your relationship to somebody else's, comparing karmics and soulmates and twin flames is not helpful, because we are all one. It's all the same. It doesn't matter. We're not special. We are special and we're not. We're God sparks, star seeds, and advanced souls, but we're not separate from the people who haven't figured it out. So that's kind of part of the point. But comparing yourself to other people, it just keeps you stuck. Comparing yourself to your twin flame keeps you stuck. Definitely have done all of that. I can tell you it does not help. It makes it worse. That all of those lead up to the piece de resistance, which is my biggest hang up. It's the biggest template I learned from my mother, is victim mentality. And I knew immediately when my twin broke up with me 28 years ago or 26 years ago, whatever it was, I knew immediately that that's what it triggered. I knew immediately it was triggering victim mentality in me. And I just spent the next couple years trying to heal it. And I'm spending my lifetime, it still shows up in really sneaky ways, and I have to keep my eye out for it. It's still there. I run into it even with the twin flame stuff. So there's a lot of people who are just twin flame and have a separation for 6 months, and then they get together, and I'm like, ugh, so I still have it. But I see the bigger picture now. I see that the reason I've been on this journey for so long is so I can become an expert at separation and help people navigate separation, the twin flame separation specifically. That's definitely, I have almost 30 years of experience with that. So I don't know many other people who have had so many unions and separations and lengths of time of it than I have. And I think that instead of looking at it as a curse, which is the easiest path to do, I have to look at it as my gift and my mission. My mission is to be that outlier. My mission is to be the one that has this huge swath of decades of experience in all the different layers of separation and all the different layers of emotion and all the different layers of unions that I've had with my twin. And how I got there and how I've healed it and when did it happen and how do you get into union with your twin flame and what does that even look like? And I have this perspective that not many people have because I've been on this journey for so long. So it's a way to flip it around. So anytime you're shaking your fist at the sky and cursing the universe, try to flip it around. Try to come up with a new story. So those are the handful of things that have helped me on my journey and the handful of things that have not helped me on my journey. I would love to hear down below. If you had a little nugget, that's your soul talking to you. What little thing jumped out at you out of all the things I just talked about? Which one of those little strings are you going to pull next? And what rabbit hole are you going to go down next? Whatever your little string was, I'd love to hear that down below in the comments. Because again, you have all this inside of you. So just follow those little nudges, follow those little strings. That's your soul talking to you. Trust yourself that you're going to get through it. Trust yourself that the divine is helping you, even if it doesn't look like it. And also give your twin, your divine counterpart, give them the benefit of the doubt that they will figure it out also. It might take a while. It's not going to be immediate. You might not see it happening in the 3D, but trust the 5D. It's all working out. If they're your twin flame, believe me, I'm proof that it ain't over until it's over because yeah. So watch the next video about social media and how to handle that. I'll link to that here at the end and down below. And leave me a comment because I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel and it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button, please, and the bell icon because it helps the channel grow, but also it helps you get notified if I have a new video. All right, you've got this. High five to you. Good luck. You can do it. Bye.